Today on Tabletop Plus, we follow Uncle Dave's guide to 10-minute Marines. The perfect ones. Alright, so for this, I'm going to show you how I plan on painting this guy right here. He's just going to be an Ultramarine because it's what comes with the First Strike box set. I've got him spray painted black. He's loaded, ready to go. This is going to take a couple steps. There is 3 easy steps to getting to tabletop. Okay? The base color. For an Ultramarine in this case, it's Macragge Blue. So I've got the Macragge Blue out. This guy is actually also going to be a member of the third company, which, as you see here, is red. So he will have red trim on the shoulder pad. So I've got corn red. I believe pouches should be Rhinox hide. Rhinox hide, of course, is the best of browns, if anybody on the internet will tell you. And then Ultramarine trim is usually done in gold, so I'm going to use Retributor armor. I also have to find my lead belcher, which seems to have wandered off, but I will before I get to that step. So let's go ahead and get started here. So first thing we're going to do is open up my Macragge, which probably has never been used before because I don't do that. I'm going to use a large layer brush for this just because I'm going to be coating the entire model. It's going to take me a little bit to do, so I'll just take a little bit of water here because I want to thin it down. So I will get to that and I will get back to you in just a minute. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and coated the entire model in the Macragge, the thinned down Macragge Blue. Okay, for this, that's what you want to do. If you get a little bit of extra pooling there, you just kind of, pick it up, wipe it off. But you want to make sure you get the entire model coated nicely. Now, Ultramarines have a black, the rubber stuff in between their joints, so you can go ahead and just coat the whole thing. Don't have to worry about anything. The Nuln oil we're going to put on later to wash it, to finish it off, is actually going to pick up a lot of that and take care of it. It's going to fix it for us. So we got this and we're good to go. Alright, so as you can see, we got the Macragge Blue laid down, so I'm going to go ahead and lay down the gold for the chest, the lead belcher, which I was able to find, onto the gun, and the corn red for the shoulder pads. Rhinox hide for the pouches. I'll do that and I will come back to you when that's all set up. And that will be our base layer, base being the first start, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, I've gone around and I've gotten all the base colors put on the guy here. The shoulder plates, silver around the back, Rhinox hide for the gun. Let's see if you can see a little better here. I carefully went in and did the eyes. So here you have your base coated Marine, and as the colors are drying, I will put on a little cat gif for you. Here, enjoy. So this is the second step after the base coating, and that is a liberal wash of Nuln oil. Spread all over the model. I'm going to use just a big brush here, and I'm going to just spread it all over. Now you need to make sure that you wait until after your base colors have completely dried, otherwise, they can run when you do this. But for me, this is an important step. Now, as you lay it on, if you watch Warhammer TV's videos, he takes a small brush and he works it in nicks and crannies, and that works great, except it's not really time efficient. However, taking it and just smearing it right on, getting a nice thick coat. Also, make sure you always dip into the pot because that's the most important part. Don't foolishly take it from anywhere else. Just get a nice liberal coat. Now, as you cover over the shoulder plates, because you want them to still kind of stay nice and pretty, you know, just come back and take some off. It's really easy. But the most important part is to make sure that you get this all over the entire model. Don't miss a spot, because as Nuln Oil dries, it creates weird little patches that you cannot fix later. So just all over. And I'll continue doing that, and I'll come back to you in just a second when the Nuln Oil has dried. So at this point, the wash is dried, and you've reached this point right here where the only thing left to do is go back over just a little bit with some of the other colors and brighten it up just a little bit. Don't have to get any other colors other than the ones you already have. It's simple and easy, and you're going to end up with a fairly decent looking line trooper when it's all said and done. Just get a little water down just like before, get your color, thin it out, and you just kind of want to go back over certain areas that are, should by default be a little bit brighter when it's all said and done. So just kind of touch it up just a little bit, being very careful not to overflow on any of the other colors or wipe out anything fancy. You're looking for like the top of the helmet, tops of the backpack, maybe fingers if you're feeling rambunctious, knee pads, right across the tops of the feet. Any areas where it seems like light would hit that would make it a little bit brighter. So just kind of do that. Do it with all the colors, and I'll come back to you in just a little bit, and we'll show off the finished model. So there you have it. One completed Ultramarine model, all ready for decals. The decals, of course, would have come in your box set. So simple and easy. 3 steps. That's all it was. Base coating, wash, cleanup. Anybody can achieve this, and if you're doing this, this model took me probably about, I'm going to go ahead and say, all told, not including drying time of paint, about 15 minutes. And it's ready for the tabletop, not including any sort of basing or anything like that. But I'm pretty happy with it. It definitely works well for a run-of-the-mill line troop. Everything got painted, as you can see here. Got a little bit of highlights without doing any sort of advanced techniques like edge highlighting or anything along those lines. And, well, honestly, this is the first Ultramarine I've ever painted, and it's also the last. But if you're trying to put together a squad because you happen to like the Ultramarines and you like the way they look, you can easily do a batch painting for an entire squad in no time at all, because it doesn't take any time other than the drying. And this is a technique, this style of technique is what I have done with my own guys. All the way up to here. I mean, you can look, you can see, pretty much all that I've done is 4 colors, maybe 5 colors, depending on how fancy I wanted to get. And I didn't really use any advanced techniques. So there you go. Nice, simple, easy. So you get your first strike set, you get your guys, you get a couple paints. I used a total of, well, technically I used a total of 6 paints because I had to paint the bolter case black, but you can do it with anything. You pick a color. I mean, Imperial Fists, you're looking for yellow. You don't necessarily want to wash yellow with Nuln Oil, but, you'll get the right colors for it. I think it's an Agrax color, or maybe you could probably actually use their yellow, but I always find that doesn't quite dull it down just enough. So, anyway, I've been Dave, and hopefully, you've learned something today. And if not, go ahead and flame me for painting an Ultramarine. It's fine. So, like, subscribe, follow. We'll see you on the next one.